Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling a big garden job that can feel a little intimidating, but with the right steps it's totally manageable. We're talking about transplanting shrubs. Maybe you've got a beautiful plant that's just outgrown its space, or perhaps you're redesigning a garden bed and need to move things around. Whatever your reason, moving a shrub doesn't have to be a death sentence for the plant. I'm going to walk you through this entire process, from picking the right time to ensuring your shrub thrives in its new home. So grab your gloves and your favorite spade and let's get digging. First things first, let's talk about timing. This is probably the single most critical factor for success. The absolute best time to transplant most shrubs is during their dormant season. For deciduous shrubs, that's late autumn after the leaves have fallen, or early spring before the new buds start to swell. For evergreens, early spring before new growth begins or early autumn is ideal. This gives them time to establish their roots without the stress of supporting leaves or dealing with summer heat. Moving a shrub in the middle of a hot, dry summer is a huge gamble and puts a ton of stress on the plant. So, if you can, plan ahead and wait for that perfect window in the cooler months. Your shrub will thank you for it. All right, now that we've picked our time, let's get prepared. A few days before the big move, give your shrub a really good deep watering. This hydrates the plant and makes the soil easier to work with. You'll also want to gather your tools. You'll need a sharp spade or shovel, a tarp, or a wheelbarrow to transport the shrub, pruning shears, and some burlap if you're moving a larger plant. It's also a great idea to have your new planting hole pre-dug. This minimizes the amount of time the shrub's roots are exposed to the air. Also, make sure the hole is about twice as wide as you expect the root ball to be, but no deeper. We want the shrub to sit at the same soil level it was at before, or even slightly higher, to allow for settling. Now for the main event, digging up the shrub. This is where patience is key. Start by tying up the lower branches of the shrub with some twine. This just gets them out of the way and prevents them from getting damaged while you work. Now imagine a circle around the base of your shrub. This is called the drip line. It is the area directly under the outermost branches. This is your general guide for where the roots will extend. You'll want to start digging a trench outside this drip line. The goal here isn't to just jam your shovel in and pry it up. We want to preserve as much of the root system as possible. So dig straight down all the way around the plant, cutting through the root cleanly with your sharp spade. Once you've dug your trench all the way around, it is time to start working your shovel underneath the root ball. Gently angle your spade inwards and downwards, working your way around the plant to loosen it from the ground. You'll feel more roots as you go. Try to cut them cleanly rather than tearing them. If it is a smaller shrub, you might be able to gently pry it up and lift it out. For larger shrubs, you'll need to carefully undercut the entire root ball. This is where a second person can be really helpful. Once it's loose, try to slide a tarp or a piece of burlap underneath it before you lift. This helps keep the root ball intact and makes it much easier to move. Remember, the soil around the roots is vital, so try to keep as much of it as you can. Okay, we've got our shrub out of the ground. Now let's get it to its new home as quickly as possible. Carefully slide it onto your tarp or into your wheelbarrow and move it over to the pre-dug hole. Before you place it in, inspect the root ball. If you see any damaged, broken, or circling roots, now is the time to prune them off with your clean shears. This encourages new, healthy root growth. Gently lower the shrub into the center of the new hole. Check the depth again. The top of the root ball should be level with or slightly above the surrounding ground. Use a straight stick or your shovel handle laid across the hole to check the level. It's much easier to add or remove a little soil now than to fix it later. Once you're happy with the placement and the height, it's time to backfill the hole. Use the soil you originally removed from the new hole. Don't be tempted to add a ton of compost or fertilizer directly into the planting hole. This can create a potted effect where the roots are reluctant to grow out into the native soil. Instead, you can amend the entire bed later. Now, as you backfill, gently firm the soil around the root ball to eliminate any large air pockets. Add soil about halfway and then water it in thoroughly. Let the water settle into the soil, then continue backfilling to the top. Create a small berm or a little circular ridge of soil around the edge of the root ball. This will create a basin that helps hold water right where the roots need it most. We're on the home stretch. The final and most crucial step is watering. And I don't mean just a little sprinkle. Give your newly transplanted shrub a deep, low soaking. You want to ensure the entire root ball and the surrounding soil are completely saturated. This helps to remove any remaining air pockets and gives your plant the moisture it needs to start recovering. For the next few weeks, and even throughout its first year, your shrub will need consistent watering. Don't let the soil dry out completely, especially during the dry spells. Check the soil every few days by sticking your finger in a couple of inches. If it's dry, it's time to water again. One last tip. Consider adding a layer of mulch, a 2 to 3 inch layer of wood chips, straw, or compost around the base of the shrub will do wonders. It helps retain soil moisture, keeps the soil temperature stable, and suppresses weeds that would otherwise compete for water and nutrients. Just make sure to keep the mulch a few inches away from the main stem or trunk of the shrub to prevent rot and other issues. This simple step can make a huge difference in your transplanting success. Don't do any heavy fertilizing for the first year. The plant needs to focus its energy on growing new roots, not new leaves. Wait until the next season, once it's established, before you start a feeding routine. And that's it. You've successfully transplanted a shrub. It might look a little sad or droopy for a few weeks, which is totally normal. It's experiencing some transplant shock. Just be patient, keep up with the watering, and protect it from any extreme weather if you can. Before you know it, it will start to show new growth and settle into its new spot, ready to thrive for years to come. Moving plants is a fantastic way to evolve your garden and give your favorite shrubs a new lease on life. I hope this guide has given you the confidence to give it a try. Thanks so much for watching today. If you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more gardening guides. Happy transplanting!